The offshore account is set up. Once he signs the papers, he'll have nothing left.
It all started on a quiet afternoon. My phone buzzed with a message I never expected. It wasn't from my wife, but from someone connected to her life in a way I didn't yet understand. When I opened it, I saw a video that shattered 15 years of trust in a single moment. She was with another man, a man she claimed was just a trainer helping her stay healthy. Watching that video felt like being hit with something heavy and invisible, something that cracked me open from the inside. I stared at the screen long after it ended, trying to make sense of how the woman I loved could betray me so easily. The rest of the day moved in slow motion, as if the world had paused while I struggled to breathe. When I confronted her, she lied with a practiced calmness that told me this wasn't her first time. She denied everything at first, then she blamed me, claiming I didn't appreciate her or notice her anymore. I listened in silence, realizing she had rehearsed these lines long before that day. She tried to twist the story to make me look unreasonable. But the truth was undeniable, and she knew it. Her tone shifted from defensive to cold, and I saw the person she had become someone willing to burn down our life rather than take responsibility. I left the house that evening and sat in my truck, trying to calm the storm raging in my chest. Every memory we built together played in my mind like a cruel reminder of what I thought we had. I didn't sleep that night. My mind kept circling back to the moment the video ended. By morning, something inside me had hardened, like a door closing forever. I knew I couldn't stay in the same house with her. I moved into a small place I used for work and began gathering the pieces of the truth she never meant for me to find. The more I looked, the more lies surfaced. I discovered her affair wasn't the only betrayal. She had been shifting assets behind my back, draining accounts, and planning her future without me in it. Her mother even stepped in to defend her, demanding that I give my wife the house because she had, in her words, lost everything in the divorce. That line made something inside me break again. But this time it wasn't sadness, it was clarity. They weren't mourning the marriage. They were mourning the collapse of their plan. I stopped trying to explain myself to people who weren't interested in the truth. I met with a lawyer who laid everything out plainly. I had more leverage than she realized, and all I had to do was stay focused. I gathered all the evidence texts, receipts, emails, phone logs, until the story was complete. I decided I would confront her in a way that left no room for manipulation or half-truths. When her birthday approached, she invited friends and family to a small gathering, expecting gifts and praise. She didn't expect me to show up with the truth. I arrived quietly while everyone was still greeting each other. She smiled when she saw me, the polite smile of someone pretending to be civil. I didn't return it. Instead, I walked to the front of the room, plugged in a drive, and played the video she thought would stay hidden. The room fell silent, except for the sound of her own voice from the recording. Gasps filled the space as her affair played across the screen. She rushed toward me, shouting for me to stop, but I didn't. She tried to unplug the screen, but someone else pulled her back. Her mother screamed at me, blaming me again, insisting I was humiliating her daughter. But it wasn't humiliation I was showing, it was truth. The people who loved her had the right to know who she had become. When the video ended, the room erupted with whispers and disbelief. She stood there trembling, unable to form a sentence. She tried to turn the crowd against me, but no one had any sympathy left after seeing the truth with their own eyes. She left the party in tears, her mother following her, shouting things that no longer mattered. I walked out calmly, feeling a strange stillness in my chest. It wasn't joy or triumph. It was the quiet relief of letting go. The following days were filled with the predictable aftermath calls from her. Messages from her mother, desperate attempts to rewrite the story now that the truth was public. I didn't respond. I focused on rebuilding my life piece by piece, starting from a place of honesty instead of illusion. People in town offered their support once they understood what had really happened. I accepted their kindness but didn't dwell on the past. My lawyer informed me that the assets she tried to hide would be returned. Her mother tried again to pressure me into giving her the house, but my answer never changed. I worked for that house. I'd built that marriage. She chose to destroy it. I wouldn't reward betrayal. In time, the dust settled and the noise faded. She moved away quietly, unable to bear the looks from people who once trusted her. I stayed in the home she wanted to take from me. I fixed the broken railing she always said she'd get to. I repainted the living room a color she never liked. I made coffee in the kitchen that once felt full of her shadow and realized it finally felt like mine again. Some nights I still thought about the early years, back when we were young and hopeful. I didn't regret those memories, but I no longer mourn them. I learned that peace doesn't come from forgetting, it comes from accepting. I rebuilt my routines, strengthened old friendships, and felt my life returning to me piece by piece. The betrayal didn't define me, surviving it did. And as time passed, I finally felt the quiet truth settle inside me. Losing her wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of one I should have started a long time ago. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, know that you're not alone and healing is possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.